Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Monday, October 11, 2021. Today I'm going to recap yesterday's and the rest of the weekend's Major League Baseball playoff games, look ahead to today, and we will look back on NFL week number 5 from yesterday, look ahead to tonight's game. We'll go over the college football results from the weekend, also Wnba Playoffs, Major League Soccer, golf, NASCAR, Nhl Centerman Rankings, news and notes, and my best bet for the day. We will start with the Major League Baseball playoffs, which have gotten very interesting, to say the least. We will begin with Friday night. Astros over the White Sox 9-4 as the Astros take a 2-0 series lead. Ryan Stanek to win, Aaron Bummer the loss. Brewers over the Braves 2-1 to take a 1-0 series lead. Adrian House to win, Charlie Morton the loss, and Josh Hader to save. The 2 runs were a 2-run homer by Rowdy Tellez in the bottom of the 7th, and then a solo shot by Jock Peterson in the 8th. Red Sox over the Rays 14-6 to even up that series at 1 apiece. Tanner Houck the win, Colin McHugh the loss. This was just an onslaught by Boston in this game. Giants over the Dodgers 4-0. The Giants, Logan Webb gets the win, Walker Buehler gets the loss. All homers for San Fran in this game. Buster Posey 2-run shot, Chris Bryant solo shot, and Brendan Crawford solo shot. Saturday, Braves over the Brewers 3-0 to even up the series at 1 apiece. Max Fried the win, Brendan Woodruff the loss, and Will Smith the save. Dodgers over the Giants 9-2. The Dodgers, Julio Urias gets the win, Kevin Gausman the loss. And then yesterday, Red Sox over the Rays 6-4 and 13 on a 2-run walk-off home run by Christian Vasquez in the bottom of the 13th inning as the Red Sox take a 2-1 series lead. And the White Sox over the Astros 12-6 to force a Game 4. Michael Kopech the win, Yimid Garcia the loss. Loaded baseball day today. 4 games. 1 o'clock, TBS. Brewers, Braves. Freddie Peralta. Ian Anderson. It's going to be a lot of fun. The Braves are minus 116. The Brewers are minus 102. Over under 8. Over is minus 104. Under is minus 118. Brewers minus 1/2 is plus 152. Braves plus 1/2 is minus 184. I'm going to go with the Braves straight up minus 116 to take a 2-1 series lead. 3 o'clock on Fox Sports 1, Astros, White Sox. Jose Urquidy and Carlos Rodon. The White Sox are minus 120. The Astros are plus 102. Over under 9. Over is minus 104. Under is minus 118. Astros plus 1/2 is minus 194. White Sox minus 1/2 is plus 160. I'm taking the White Sox straight out minus 120 to force a Game 5 back in Houston on Wednesday night. 7 o'clock from Fenway, Rays Red Sox. We don't know who's going for Tampa, and Eduardo Rodriguez is going for Boston. If I had to guess, McClanahan maybe on short rest. Or are they going to save him? Or are they going to do full-out bullpen with like JP for reason and guys like that? So that's the wild card of this game, in my opinion. Each team's minus 108. Over under 9. Over is minus 122. Under's even money. Rays minus 1/2 is plus 146. Red Sox plus 1/2 is minus 176. I'm going to go with the Rays straight up minus 108. Last but not least, from Cheservie at 9:30 on TBS, the Giants and the Dodgers. Alex Wood and Max Scherzer. Dodgers minus 220. Giants plus 184. Over under 7. Over is minus 115. Under is minus 105. Giants plus 1/2 is minus 122. Dodgers minus 1/2 is plus 102. This is a tough one. Alex Wood kind of fell off a cliff at the end of the season. So, to me, he really hasn't been the same pitcher. But Max Scherzer is coming off a off outing in the wildcard game. I think he'll pitch better. Dodgers are to pick the win straight up at the podcast play. Let's go with the over 7 minus 115 because we haven't touched the total yet on the show today. Okay, now we'll move on to the NFL as we will go over all of the results from yesterday and look ahead to tonight's game. Falcons over the Jets 27-20 in London. Falcons 2-3, Jets 1-4. Matt Ryan 33 of 45, 342 yards and 2 touchdowns. Zach Wilson 19-32, 292 yards and a pick. Packers over the Bengals 25-22 in overtime on a game-winning kick by Mason Crosby. And Crosby missed like 4 kicks in this game. And he probably would have been cut after this game if they lost. Green Bay 4-1, Cincinnati 3-2. Aaron Rodgers 27 of 39, 344 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Joe Burrow 26 of 38, 281 yards, 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. Vikings over the Lions 19-17 on a game-winning field goal as Greg Joseph. Minnie 2-3, Detroit 0-5. Kirk Cousins 25 of 34, 275 yards, a touchdown and a pick. Jared Goff 21 of 35, 203 yards and a pick. Steelers over the Broncos 27-19. The Steelers 2-3, Denver 3-2. Ben Roethlisberger 15 of 25, 253 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's the best I've seen Ben look all year. And Teddy Bridgewater 24 of 38, 288 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Buccaneers over the Dolphins 45-17. Bucks 4-1, Dolphins 1-4. Tom Brady. As always, 38-41, 411 yards and 5 touchdowns. Jacoby Brissett, 27 of 39, 279 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Saints over the football team, 33-22. Saints 3-2, Washington 2-3. Jameis Winston, 15 of 30, 279 yards, 4 touchdowns and a pick. Taylor Heineke, 20 of 41, 248 yards and 2 picks. Eagles over the Panthers, 21-18. Eagles 2-3, Panthers 3-2. Jalen Hurts, 22 of 37, 198 yards and a pick. Sam Darnold, 21 of 37, 177 yards, a touchdown and 3 picks. Titans over the Jaguars, 37-19. Titans 3-2. Jacksonville 0-5. Ryan Tannehill, 14 of 22, 197 yards and a touchdown. Trevor Lawrence, 23 of 33, 273 yards, a touchdown and a pick. Pats over the Texans, 25-22. Pats 2-3, Texans 1-4. Mac Jones, 23 of 30, 231 yards, a touchdown and a pick. Davis Mills, 21 of 29, 312 yards and 3 touchdowns. Bears over the Raiders, 20-9. The Bears 3-2. The Raiders 3-2. Justin Fields, 12 of 20, 111 yards and a touchdown. And on the grounds, 3 carries for 4 yards. Oof. Derek Carr, 22 of 35, 206 yards and an interception. And then Nate Peterman came in late in the game because Derek Carr got hurt. No passing yards, but 2 carries for 2 yards. Chargers over the Browns 47-42. The Chargers 4-1, Cleveland 3-2. Justin Herbert 26 of 43, 398 yards, 4 touchdowns. Baker Mayfield 23 of 32, 305 yards and 2 touchdowns. Cowboys over the Giants 44-20. Cowboys 4-1. Giants 1-4. Dak Prescott 22 of 32, 302 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick. And Mike Glennon, because Daniel Jones got concussed in this game, 16 of 25, 196 yards, a touchdown, and 2 picks. And Daniel Jones didn't look good before the concussion. 5 of 13, 198 yards. So we'll see about Jones and his availability. We saw Teddy Bridgewater come back a week later from a concussion. It took the Broncos a while to get going in that game. But if I'm the Giants, I sit both him and Saquon Barkley. Barkley, obviously, with the ankle sprain. I'd sit them next game because the Rams are just going to eat them alive. Aaron Donald is the best player in the NFL, not named Patrick Mahomes. Oh, wait, he might be the best player in the NFL now that we saw from Mahomes last night. We'll get to that. But if I'm the Giants, I'd sit Jones and Barkley next week and then bring them back, at least Jones back, the following week against an overrated Panthers team. And Jones on the ground, 3 carries for 9 yards, and Saquon was 2 for 9 before the injury. Cardinals over the 49ers 17-10. Cardinals 5-0. San Francisco 2-3. Kyler Murray 22-31, 239 yards and a touchdown. Trey Lance 15-29, 192 yards in the pick, and 16 carries for 89 yards on the ground. And the Bills over the Chiefs 38-20. Is Josh Allen now the best player in the league? The Bills are 4-1. KC's 2-3. Josh Allen 15-26, 215 yards and 3 touchdowns. Meanwhile, Patrick Mahomes looked like the Patrick Mahomes from the Super Bowl. 33-54, 272 yards, 2 touchdowns and 2 picks, 8 carries, 61 yards. And by the way, for Allen, 11 carries, 59 yards and a touchdown. Now we look ahead to tonight. 8:15 ESPN, where the Ravens host the Colts. The Ravens are giving 7 points. The total is 46.5. My projection is 8.5 and 47-1. I love the Ravens. I think this is a great spot for them. The Colts are missing 2 starters on the offensive line. I know the Ravens have been missing Ronnie Stanley, but he's been out the last couple of weeks, and they still have been playing relatively okay. The Colts will miss Quentin Nelson and Braden Smith in this game. They just will. The Ravens' pass rush is going to get at them. And get at them big time. Lamar Jackson's a much better quarterback than Carson Wentz. I'm laying the 7 with the Ravens. And guess what? That is the last leg of the Fab Five for the week. Now we'll move on to college football from the weekend, where some of those results were very interesting. So we'll get right into it. We'll start with Friday night. Number 5 Cincinnati over Temple 52-3. Cincy 5-0, Temple 3-3. Charlotte over FIU 45-33. Charlotte 4-2, FIU 1-5. Number 22 Arizona State over Stanford 28-10. Arizona State 5-1, Stanford 3-3. Saturday, number 6 Oklahoma over number 21 Texas 55-48. As Oklahoma comes back from 21 down. Oklahoma 6-0, Texas 4-2. Number 7 Ohio State over Maryland 66-17. Maryland 4-2. Ohio State 5-1. Number 11 Michigan State over Rutgers 31-13. Michigan State 6-0. Rutgers 3-3. Number 17 Ole Miss over number 13 Arkansas 52-51. Ole Miss 4-1. Arkansas 4-2. Number 20 Florida over Vandy 42-0. Florida 4-2. Vandy 2-4. Tennessee over South Carolina 45-20. Tennessee 4-2. South Carolina 3-3. Baylor over West Virginia 45-20. Baylor 5-1. West Virginia 2-4. Northern Illinois over Toledo 22-20. Northern Illinois 4-2. Toledo 3-3. Akron over Bowling Green 35-20. Akron 2-4. Bowling Green 2-4. Georgia Tech over Duke 31-27. Georgia Tech 3-3. Duke 3-3. Marshall over Old Dominion 20-13 in overtime. Marshall 3-3. Old Dominion 1-5. Virginia over Louisville 34-33. Virginia 4-2. Louisville 3-3. Number 2 Georgia over number 18 Auburn 34-10. Georgia 6-0. Auburn 4-2. Boise State over number 10 BYU 26-17. Boise 3-3. BYU 5-1. Number 19 Wake Forest over Syracuse 40-37 in overtime. Wake 6-0. Syracuse 3-3. Number 24 SMU over Navy 31-24. SMU 6-0. Navy 1-4. UAB over FAU 31-14. UAB 4-2. FAU 3-3. Liberty over Middle Tennessee 41-13. Liberty 5-1. Middle 2-4. Florida State over North Carolina 35-25. Florida State 2-4. North Carolina 3-3. Wisconsin over Illinois 24-0. Wisconsin 2-3. Illinois 2-5. UMass over UConn 27-13. UConn 0-7. UMass 1-5. Eastern Michigan over Miami of Ohio 13-12. Eastern 4-2. Miami 2-4. Ball State over Western Michigan 45-20. Ball State 3-3. Western 4-2. Central Michigan over Ohio 30-27. Central 3-3. Ohio 1-5. Colorado State over San Jose State 34-14 or 32-14. Colorado State 2-3. San Jose State 3-3. Number 3 Iowa over number 4 Penn State 23-20. Great game. Iowa 6-0. Penn State 5-1. Missouri over North Texas 48-35. Missouri 3-3. North Texas 1-4. Washington State over Oregon State 31-24. Wazoo 3-3. Oregon State 4-2. UCF over East Carolina 2016. UCF 3-2. ECU 3-3. UTEP over Southern Miss 26-13. UTEP 5-1. USM 1-5. UTSA over Western Kentucky 52-46. UTSA 6-0. Western 1-4. TCU over Texas Tech 52-31. TCU 3-2. And Texas Tech 4-2. Kent State over Buffalo 48-38. Kent 3-3. Buffalo 2-4. Troy over Georgia Southern 27-24. Troy 3-3. Georgia Southern 2-4. Texas State over South Alabama 33-31 in quadruple overtime. Texas State 2-3. USA 3-2. Air Force over Wyoming 24-14. Air Force 5-1. Wyoming 4-1. Number 9 Michigan over Nebraska 32-29. Michigan 6-0. Nebraska 3-4. Number 14 Notre Dame over Virginia Tech 32-29. Notre Dame 5-1. And Virginia Tech 3-2. Number 16 Kentucky over LSU 42-21. Kentucky 6-0. LSU 3-3. The result of the weekend: Texas A&M upsets number 1 Alabama 41-38. A&M 4-2. Bama 5-1. That was about as perfect as a game for Texas A&M. Good on them from rallying back after blowing the lead and getting the game-winning kick by Seth Small to knock off the best team in the country at the time. Georgia State over UL Monroe 55-21. Georgia State 2-4. UL Monroe 2-3. Utah over USC 42-26. Utah 3-2. USC 3-3. Number 25 San Diego State over New Mexico 31-7. San Diego State 5-0. New Mexico 2-4. Tulsa over Memphis 35-29. Tulsa 2-4. Memphis 3-3. UCLA over Arizona 34-16. UCLA 4-2. Arizona 0-5. And Nevada over New Mexico State 55-28. Nevada 4-1 and New Mexico State 1-6. Alrighty, now we'll move on to the WNBA playoffs. From yesterday. Actually, there's a game on Friday as well. So Friday's result: the Mercury over the Aces 87-84. As the Mercury advanced to the WNBA Finals, the take on the Sky. And my pick for the series, because I didn't say it on the show on Friday in case of whatever team won. Mercury in 4 over the Sky is my pick. And if it was the Aces, I would have picked the Aces in a sweep. So game 1, Sky over the Mercury 91-77. As the Sky roll to a game 1 win. Kalia Cooper, 21 points, 10 boards. Brittany Griner, 20 points for Phoenix. Game 2 will be on Wednesday, and we will preview and pick that on the Wednesday show. Okay, now we'll move on to Major League Soccer. Major League Soccer had a very small window from the weekend. Saturday, Red Bulls over Miami 1-0. Philly over Cincinnati 2-1. Seattle over Vancouver 4-1. And then yesterday, Colorado over Minnesota 3-1. So again, no games until next weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So we'll put away MLS until the Friday podcast. Okay, now I will touch on the results from the weekend's PGA event. Which was the Shriners Hospitals for Children Open. And your winner with a score of 24 under, Sun J M. Congratulations to Sun J. I'm very happy for him. He's come a long way. So I'm going to pick him potentially down the road to win other tournaments, but he's great. Second with 20 under, Matthew Wolf. Third, I almost said 30th. Third, 19 under, Rory Sabatini, Adam Schenken, Mark Leishman. Tied for 6th with 18 under, Lucas Griffin and Adam Hadwin. Tied for 8th with 17 under, Aaron Weiss, Hayden Buckley, and Harry Hall. Tied for 11th with 16 under, Taylor Gooch, Adam Putnam, and Martine Laird. Tied for 14th with 15 under, Matt Wallace, Matthew Neesmith, Taylor Hogue, Louis Holtzen, Sam Birds, Kyung-Hoo Lee, and Chad Ramey. Tied for 21st with 14 under, Seamus Power, Ryan Henley, and Danny Willett. Tied for 24th with 13 under, Joel Dahman, Jimmy Walker, and Taylor Moore. Tied for 27th with 12 under, Cam Davis, Chesson Headley, Sung-Hoo Kong, Henry Higgs, Chun An-Yu, Matt Jones, Lee Hodges, and Robert Streb. Tied for 35th with 11 under, Adam Scott, J.J. Spawn, Camilo Vegas, Matt Kuchar, and Nate Lashley. Tied for 40th with 10 under, Mito Pereira, Corey Connors, Joaquin Neiman, and Doug Kim. Tied for 44th with 9 under, Victor Hovland, Charlie Hoffman, and Mark Hubbard. Tied for 47th with 8 under. It's a big tie. I'm just going to go through notables at this point. Nate Taylor, Emiliano Grillo, Richie Wierenski, Carlos Ortiz, Charles Howell III, and Kevin Strowman. Tied for 56 with 7 under, Cam Triangle, Brandon Hagee, Wyndham Clark, Mike Thompson. Henrik Norlander is in a tie for 65th with 5 under. Tied for 67th with 4 under, Hideki Matsuyama, Brooks Koepka, Lucas Glover. Among those cut, Jason Kokrak, John Hahn, Tyson McCumber, Dylan McCarthy, JT Potson, Maverick McNeely, Bryce Garnett, Webb Simpson, Ryan Fowler, Dylan Fratelli, Paul Casey, Brock Stewart, Joaquin Herman, Luke List, Chester V, Walter Zalatoris, Charles Schwartzel, Harry English, Kyle Stanley, Roger Sloan, Sam Peterson, Scotty Scheffler, Doc Redmond, Sam Ryder, Patton Kazir, Saiwoo Kim, Ian Poulter, Zach Johnson, Russell Knox, Andrew Landry, Stuart Sink, Abraham Answer, Sebastian Munoz, Curtis Thompson, Patrick Reedsep, Strzok, Evan Van Rooyen. And among those that withdrew were Pat Perez. Okay, now we'll move on to NASCAR from the weekend. 2 races to go over. So that's all. Xfinity and Cup. We'll start with the results from the Xfinity race. And your winner was A.J. Allmendinger from Charlotte. Runner-up, Austin Cindric. 3rd, Daniel Hemrick. 4th, Justin Haley. 5th, Brandon Jones. 6th, Noah Gragson. 7th, Preston Podres. 8th, Matt Snyder. 9th, Justin Allgaier 10th, Sam Meyer the rest. Josh Williams, Jeremy Clemens, Jed Burton, Alex Labb, Harrison Burton, Jay Buford, Landon Castle, Austin Hill, J.J. Yaley, Jeffrey Earnhardt, Ty Gibbs, Brandon Brown, Kyle Weatherman, Stephon Parsons, Sage Karam, Ty Dillon, Michael Annette, Joe Graff Jr., Will Rogers, Matt Mill, Spencer Boyd, Ryan Sieg, Tommy Joe Martins, Riley Herbst, Loris Hesmans, Ryan Vargas, Brett Moffitt, Josh Bleaky, Chris Wright, and Greg Goulding. And now the Cup results from Charlotte. And your winner, Kyle Larson. Second, Tyler Reddick. Third, Chris Boucher. Fourth, Kyle Busch. Fifth, Denny Hamlin. Sixth, Matthew Mendetto. Seventh, Joey Logano. Eighth, Chris Bell. Ninth, Ryan Blaney. 10th, Alec Bowman. The rest, William Byron, Chase Elliott, Daniel Suarez, Bubba Wallace, Austin Dillon, Michael McDowell, Eric Jones, Cole Custer, Ryan Preece, Brad Keselowski, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Chase Briscoe, Ross Chaston, Eric Almirola, Kurt Busch, Anthony Alfredo. It doesn't have here who came in 27th, which is very strange here, so let me just double check. And it was Joey Hand, and then Josh Bleaky, Martin Truex Jr., Quinn Half, Scotty Heckert, Timmy Hill, Kevin Harvick, Garrett Smithley, Corey LaJoie, Cody Ware, Justin Haley, AJ Allmendinger, and Ryan Newman. All right, now I'm going to do my NHL Centerman Rankings. I was supposed to do this on the Friday show, but I did not have time to do it. So I'm going to rank the 128 players that made the center rankings list. This is each team's projected top four. All right. 128, Tice Thompson, Devils. 127, Luke Johnson, Jets. 126, Mitchell Stevens, Red Wings. 125, Travis Boyd, Coyotes. 124, Gemmel Smith, Lightning. 123, Nate Thompson, Flyers. 122, Jay Beagle, Coyotes. 121, Morgan Geekie, Kraken. 120, Patrick Marleau, Sharks. 119, Pierre Engvall, Maple Leafs. 118, Brendan Sutter, Canucks. 117, Cody Eakin, Sabres. 116, Nico Strum, Wild. 115, David Kampf, Maple Leafs. 114, Ryan McLeod, Oilers. 113, Shane Pinto, Senators. 112, Nathan Bastion, Kraken. 111, Cedric Paquette, Lightning. 110, Philip Khrushchev, Blackhawks. 109, Noel Ociardi, Panthers. 108, Jake Evans, Canadiens. 107, Kevin Rooney, Rangers. 106, Michael McLeod, Devils. 105, Nick Dowd, Capitals. 104, Ivan Barbashev, Blues. 103, Sam Steele, Ducks. 102, Brett Howden, Golden Knights. 101, Alex Newfoot, Avalanche. 100, Michael Rasmussen, Red Wings. 99, Adam Gaudette, Blackhawks. 98, Jason Dickinson, Canucks. 97, Sean Corley, Bruins. 96, Mikko Koivu, Blue Jackets. 95, Colin White, Senators. 94, Brad Richardson, Flames. 93, Derek Stepan, Hurricanes. 92, Radik Foska, Stars. 91, Colton Sissons, Predators. 90, Boone Jenner, Blue Jackets. 89, Joe Thornton, Panthers. 88, Thomas Nosek, Bruins. 87, Johan Larsson, Coyotes. 86, Casey Cizikas, Islanders. 85, Chris Tierney, Senators. 84, Dylan Cousins, Sabres. 83, Tyson Yost, Avalanche. 82, Casey Middlestat, Sabres. 81, Gabriel Velarde, Kings. 80, Quentin Byfield, Kings. 79, Derek Ryan, Oilers. 78, Ross Colton, Lightning. 77, Nolan Patrick, Golden Knights. 76, Scott Lawton, Flyers. 75, Teddy Bluger, Penguins. 74, Filipino, Rangers. 73, Adam Lowry, Jets. 72, Cody Glass, Predators. 71, Charlie Coyle, Bruins. 70, Pius Suter, Red Wings. Or Pius Suter. 69, Ryan Hartman, Wild. 68, Nick Bonino, Sharks. 67, Victor Rask, Wild. 66, Philip Deneau, Kings. 65, Ryan Johansson, Predators. 64, Pierre-Luc Dubois, Jets. 63, Ryan Getzlaff, Ducks. 62, Anthony Cirelli, Lightning. 61, Cal Chenkrock, Kraken. 60, Kirby Doc, Blackhawks. 59, Alexander Wenberg, Kraken. 58, Max Domi, Blue Jackets. 57, Juan Gabriel Pagot, Islanders. 56, Adam Henrique, Ducks. 55, Ryan Strome, Rangers. 54, Jordan Stahl, Hurricanes. 53, Mikael Granlund, Predators. 52, Tyler Bozak, Blues. 51, Lars Eller, Capitals. 50, Jeff Carter, Penguins. 49, Sean Monahan, Flames. 48, Kevin Hayes, Flyers. 47, Mikael Backlund, Flames. 46, Drew Pintz, Stars. 45, Nick Schmaltz, Coyotes. 44, Christian Dvorak, Canadiens. 43, Trevor Zegras, Ducks. 42, Jack Roslovic, Blue Jackets. 41, Josh Norris, Senators. 40, Brock Nelson, Islanders. 39, Logan Couture, Sharks. 38, Nazem Kadri, Avalanche. 37, Sam Bennett, Panthers. 36, Dylan Larkin, Red Wings. 35, Braden Shen, Blues. 34, Joel Eriksson Ek, Wild. 33, Chandler Stevenson, Golden Knights. 32, Nick Suzuki, Canadiens. 31, Nico Hischier, Devils. 30, William Karlsson, Golden Knights. 29, Bo Horvat, Canucks. 28, Jack Hughes, Devils. 27, Evgeny Kuznetsov, Capitals. 26, Vincent Trocheck, Hurricanes. 25, Elias Lindholm, Flames. 24, Thomas Hertl, Sharks. 23, Matt Barzal, Islanders. 22, Jamie Benn, Stars. 21, Sean Couturier, Flyers. 20, Evgeny Malkin, Penguins. 19, Anze Kopitar, Kings. 18, Jonathan Taves, Blackhawks. 17, Patrice Bergeron, Bruins. 16, Jack Eichel, Sabres. 15, Tyler Seguin, Stars. 14, John Tavares, Maple Leafs. 13, Nicholas Backstrom, Capitals. 12, Mika Zibanejad, Rangers. 11, Alexander Parkov, Panthers. 10, Braden Point, Lightning. 9, Ryan O'Reilly, Blues. 8, Elias Pettersson, Canucks. 7, Sebastian Aho, Hurricanes. 6, Mark Sheffley, Jets. 5, Leon Draisaitl, Oilers. 4, Sidney Crosby, Penguins. 3, Austin Matthews, Maple Leafs. 2, Nathan McKinnon, Avalanche. And number 1, come on, Connor McDavid, Edmonton Oilers. He's number 1 until he's not. He's just amazing. All he does is put up stats. His team's not are the best at winning per se, but Connor McDavid is not at fault for that. And he's been the best player in hockey for a couple years now. Although McKinnon, you can make a case for it. Matthews is right there. Crosby was the king for a while, but he's still putting up stats though, despite him aging. Draisaitl's amazing. Sheffley's underrated. I think Aho's poised for a big year. So is Pettersson. O'Reilly's underrated. Braden Point's phenomenal. And, the next 4 guys on this list, Barkov, Zibanejad, Backstrom, and Tavares, are all capable of being top 10 centers in the league. But it's not their fault that there's 10 centermen who I feel that are better than them for the time being. They're all great players, and it's just tough that some people just have to be snubbed from the top 10 of this list. All right, so there you have it for the center rankings. Now I'm going to do news and notes. There's a lot to get to for the weekend. The news coming down right now is that Steelers wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster expected to be put on injury reserve and can miss the rest of the season after injuring his shoulder against the Broncos. That is a huge loss for the Steelers. I thought that Juju played well yesterday. This is a loss for the Steelers, but they have the depth to overcome this. But this is unfortunate for Roethlisberger, who, for the first time all year, actually looked competent yesterday. Clyde Edwards-Helaire got injured in last night's game with a knee injury. The Chargers feared that guard Ode Abushi has torn his ACL. That's not good for Justin Herbert and the Chargers. Very unfortunate. Joe Burrow had to go to the hospital to be given a preliminary evaluation for a throat contusion. That's unfortunate. He played so well in that game. It's just that he's not Aaron Rodgers. That's just the bottom line. They lost that game because they didn't have Aaron Rodgers. And their kicker missed a couple field goals like Mason Crosby did. Taysom Hill had to get carted off the field yesterday after taking a hit to the head against the Washington professional football team. That was an ugly scene. George Kittle on the injured reserve with hope after returning after a minimum of 3 weeks due to a calf injury. Chris Carson day-to-day with a neck injury. It flared up against the Rams. And the biggest NFL injury news of the season, in my mind, Russell Wilson could miss 6 to 8 weeks with the finger injury. That's what the Seahawks are bracing for. That's unfortunate. This is the downgrade to Geno Smith, who's awful. And Russ posts a hospital picture after the surgery and writes "Lion Heart." So hopefully Russ is back sooner rather than later. Saquon Barkley likely out 2 to 4 weeks with a low ankle sprain, but has an outside shot to play next week against the Rams. If he plays next week against the Rams, I think the Giants are crazy, and they're obviously rushing him back, just like I feel like they rushed him back from the Achilles injury a little bit. But it took until the Saints game to get him right. It took him some time. And he's a talented player. And I think that Saquon wants to play, but the Giants shouldn't play him. I think Saquon is forcing the Giants' hand a little bit here, and he's just a very tough guy. He's a great player, don't get me wrong, but I think that the Giants should absolutely sit him at least next week. Try to bring him back against Carolina, but sit him next week for sure. So on to other NFL rumors. Derek Carr to wait on contract extension talks, as he doesn't plan to negotiate a deal during the season. The NFLPA narrowly re-elects DeMarcus Smith as an executive director, and the term will be between 1 and 5 years. Obviously, Smith made news because of inappropriate things that John Gruden said about him, which we discussed on the show the other day. The NFL is discussing hosting a game in Germany as the league will unveil 3 finalist cities on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, as it remains committed to having regular season games aboard, which I like. I think that's really cool. Like we saw it with London. We're getting another London game next week with the Dolphins and the Jags. We saw one with the Falcons and the Jets. So I think that is very cool. On to the non-football version of news and notes. De'Ara King out for the season with shoulder surgery. That's unfortunate for De'Ara King and the Hurricanes. Tyler Van Dyke will be the starter going forward. Big loss for Miami. And they're obviously a different team without him. The new AP poll rankings after a wild weekend are as followed. The new number 1, and deservingly so, the Georgia Bulldogs. Number 2 is Iowa. Number 3, Cincinnati. 4, Oklahoma. 5, Alabama. 6, Ohio State. 7, Penn State. 8, Michigan. 9, Oregon. 10, Michigan State. 11, Kentucky. 12, Oklahoma State. 13, Ole Miss. 14, Notre Dame. 15, Coastal Carolina. 16, Wake. 17, Arkansas. 18, Arizona State. 19, BYU. 20, Florida. 21 Texas A&M, 22 NC State, 23 SMU, 24 San Diego State, and 25 Texas. So that's your new top 25 for the time being. A huge boxing match over the weekend. Tyson Fury defeats Deontay Wilder in the trilogy match in an 11th round knockout to retain his WBC heavyweight championship. So good for Tyson. He deserved it. It was actually a closer fight than I anticipated. And obviously boxing in UFC is something I don't often cover on the show, but big matches like this deserve a mention for sure. Steve Nash says that the team recognizes that Kyrie isn't going to play in home games and just depends on when, where, and how much. I know somebody said the other day, I believe it was Chris Mannix of Sports Illustrated, I guess the Nets are banking on New York lifting the vaccine mandate. I don't know about that. Terry Rozier has a sprained ankle and will miss tonight's preseason game and will be reevaluated later in the week. So we'll see if the Hornets have him in the season opener. The Rangers extend Mika Zibanejad 8 years, $68 million. This is a deal that I think they had to do. Mika Zibanejad's one of their better players. He's a streaky player, but he's somebody that puts up points. He scored some big goals for them in the past. He's had a 5-goal game. So does this take them out of the Jack Eichel market is the question. I'm going to say for now it does. And I'd rather have Mika Zibanejad than Jack Eichel right now. Jack Eichel's dealing with so many injury issues. Meanwhile, Mika has been able to stay on the ice and is producing. Meanwhile, Jack Eichel is all drama right now and is injured. So I think the Rangers did the right thing here. Sidney Crosby rehab on schedule as Crosby rejoined the team on the ice for the first time since wrist surgery last month, and the team's encouraged by progress. So imagine if he played on opening night and how much that would mean for the Penguins, because they don't have Malkin, and the team is in a tough division. I'm actually going to do the hockey show tonight, so you'll see how I predict all these divisions and whatnot. Gonzaga head coach Mark Few suspended until November 13th after he was arrested for DUI in September. That's unfortunate for Few, so he'll be back in time for the start of the season, at least for his sake. Clayton Kershaw has received a PRP injection in his left flexor tendon and hopes to be ready for spring training. That's just unfortunate they don't have him for the postseason. Alex Verdugo wants to pitch, as the Red Sox outfielder is hoping to take the mound as a reliever by 2023. I topped out at 97. I feel like that's still in there, as he says. And the last one, another contract extension in hockey. Florida extends Alexander Barkov 8 years, $80 million. I think that is a great deal for Barkov as well. He's a phenomenal player. One, like I said, in the center rankings, one of the more underrated players in the entire league. He's phenomenal. So, glad to see him get paid. Before Best Bet, I'm going to talk about Dancing with the Stars, which has another episode tonight, 8 o'clock on Channel 7 here in the tri-state area. A 2-hour show and it's a 2-night extravaganza. Night 1 is a Unlearned Dance Disney Week Heroes Night. So that is pretty cool. And then there's another episode tomorrow night, which is Disney Villains Night. So that is very cool. And this is an episode I'm certainly looking forward to. I could just picture songs for everybody to do. Like, Be Prepared from the Lion King is certainly a villain song that I could see being like a really spot-on routine used by somebody. Beauty and the Beast, I could see a very like nice dance to. On the hero side of things, I just can't wait to be king. I wonder if somebody's gonna use that. Maybe Colors of the Wind from Pocahontas. From a hero standpoint. But yeah, the villain one that stands out to me is definitely Be Prepared from the Lion King. The hero ones that stand out to me are the ones I just listed. Poor Unfortunate Souls, I think, is a good villain one as well. Just wanted to throw that one out there. So we'll see who does what. And obviously we'll recap it on tomorrow's podcast. Last but not least, my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. I'm actually going to do something different. I'm not going to do the Ravens. So instead I'm going to go to the Major League Baseball playoffs. And I'm going to take it's between two teams that I feel pretty strong about today. I think it's because they're home and they have a supportive fan base. I feel like this team has a chip on its shoulder because a lot of people wrote them off due to a big injury, and that is the Atlanta Braves. I'm going to take the -116. 2 units on the Braves this afternoon against the Milwaukee Brewers for my best bet of the day. I considered going with the Rays for best bet, but I really like Atlanta today at home to take a 2-1 series lead over the Milwaukee Brewers. All right, so that's it for today's show. I'll be back tomorrow recapping the baseball playoff games, Monday Night Football. We have college football tomorrow night, so we're going to get Tuesday Sun Belt action tomorrow, so we'll preview and pick the game between Louisiana and App State. Dancing with the Stars recap. I'll do my NBA point guard rankings, and then obviously tonight we'll drop the big NHL seasons predictions show as well. Hope you guys have a great day, everybody.